Do you ever feel like you're constantly tired, wired, or burned out even when you're doing all the right things? Well, you could be dealing with an imbalance in your nervous system or your HPA axis. Today, I'm going to break down the HPA axis, what it means, why it's important, and why it's essential for your energy and your emotional health, and how you can rebalance it naturally. So, let's dive in. Welcome to the channel. My name is Dr. Jessica and I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I help people with their healing journey by reconnecting mind, body, and spirit. So the HPA axis is your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, and it's this whole system that helps to regulate how you manage stressors and the stress response. So for instance, when you have a stressor, say you need to run away from something, the reaction starts in the hypothalamus, which then connects to the pituitary gland, sends out a messenger that talks to your adrenals to make something like cortisol, so that then we can dilate our blood vessels to our extremities, increase our heart rate, and run away. Now, this is great for managing acute stress responses, but the problem is today our main stressors are not running away from lions and tigers. It's emails and traffic and family responsibilities and finances and everyday life, or what I like to call adulting. And this chronic, even kind of low-grade stress keeps this system going, or keeps the HPA axis turned on, when we should be able to kind of turn it off or down regulate it. Well, what's the consequences of having this, system constantly cranked up? Well, that can lead to that constant kind of tired but wired feeling, being constantly vigilant. Your nervous system is constantly on the lookout for a threat. That could lead to trouble sleeping, things like waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning with your thoughts racing of all the things that you need to prepare for the next day. It can look like things like anxiety. It could look like food cravings. It could look like brain fog. It can lead to things like hormonal imbalances, immune system issues, or immune system activation or overactivation, or it can look like things like digestive issues. These are just one of many ways in which this can kind of present itself, which is kind of hard to deal with sometimes because you don't really know where to start if you're just chasing all these symptoms. Basically, your body goes into survival mode and it's really trying to protect you. And then here's the interesting part. It's not just, your response to or the presence of all these stressors. It's also how you think about them as well. So our thoughts can really play into this HPA axis activation, or this sympathetic nervous system activation. Our brain can't tell the difference between kind of a real threat or something that we're just thinking about. So these are the stories or the beliefs we tell ourselves over and over again. These are the thoughts that we're constantly having, those unresolved emotions that kind of come out of those thoughts. And then that also will trigger this HPA axis, or this whole stress response system. So we're stressing ourselves out a lot of times just by what we're thinking. And a lot of times this is that crucial component that we miss with just taking the supplements, or just exercising, or just doing things that are supportive in one way. But if we're not also addressing, our thoughts and our beliefs and what's going on mentally, then we're missing part of the picture. So how do we do this? Well, there's a number of ways we can start to regulate this. Mindfulness, awareness practices. So things like meditation, things like journaling, like recognizing that the habits that you're having or the thoughts that are coming up. These are great ways to start to recognize those. Then also maybe interrupting these thoughts, things like breath work, again, things like meditation, all can be really helpful in helping bring up some awareness to these and then shifting those patterns. So these are actually a few topics that I'm going to talk about in an upcoming workshop. We're going to go over how the HPA axis is activated, how our thoughts can trigger this. And we're going to talk more importantly, we're also going to talk about different methods to help break you out of them. We're going to talk about meditation. I talk about meditation a lot on this channel. Some people don't know how to meditate, or some people are looking for different methods of meditation. So we're going to go deep into that into this workshop. We're also going to talk about breath work. I'm going to teach you different types of breath work. I'm going to take you through guided meditations, and we're going to work on some journaling as well. I'm going to give you prompts, and we're going to help you navigate this and help you bring some awareness to maybe the different thoughts you've been having, but also give you some solutions to work through them. So if you're interested in that, I will leave a link down below where you can register your interest, and when the workshop comes along, you'll be the first to get notified. So if you're ready to stop living in this survival mode and get some solutions and maybe gain a little bit of momentum, I'd love to have you join me in this workshop. As always, my goal is to help empower you for your total mind, body, and spiritual health. So if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye.